Awesome.
Hello.
Looks like it's being live streamed.
Excellent.
Well, we wait to see if it goes there. That's always the
Right.
thing.
I'm always refreshing. There it is.
Yeah,
It's up.
I think I see it too. Bada bing,
Yay.
bada boom.
Perfect.
Let me do a record here. And we're ready to go.
Hello,
everybody.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
And I got
Hello,
one
hello.
more.
Hey, Joseph, how are you?
There
Miguel.
we go.
We
Thanks.
got our international crowd here all in one row. We got Joseph, Miguel, and Ola. We got all the international crowd.
Oh wow.
And then we
know
got
it's
Hobby.
going to be
We got Hobby from Ecuador. So, oh my God, it's like awesome.
Well, welcome, every single person who is joining us today. We so appreciate you. If you have a moment, go ahead and click share. Share this with everyone that you.
Why does it do that? It shouldn't do that to a co-host.
I have no idea. That is weird.
Okay, go ahead. Does it
All right.
every time. Does it every time.
Yeah, well. So, whatever.
Yeah.
So, welcome everybody. We are so glad to have you with us on this Saturday, wherever you are. Saturday right now, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it is where you are watching right now. It is the 24th of September, and welcome to the AMAs, the Ask Me Anythings. And wow, we are in for a treat because when we do these, you get to ask a question of this amazing gentleman who is dressed in what would you call that? Kind of a mango colored shirt or something
I
like
think
that?
it's fuchsia.
Fuchsia.
I know.
Okay.
It's
Anyways,
salmon. It's salmon.
Salmon. That's the word I was looking for.
Salmon. Yeah, they go, well, I'm wearing my fish outfit today.
Well, what's so amazing about this gentleman is he is not just an amazing millionaire, but he is an amazing person, an amazing mentor, and an amazing teacher, and a dear friend. And, you know, it's always a pleasure to help Robert with this and to get everybody involved with these Ask Me Anythings. So, if you have a question that you want to pose to Robert, there is a couple of ways. For those of you that are watching us here on Facebook, great day to you as well. Please go ahead and in the chat put question or Q followed by a colon, and then ask your question. And we will go ahead and share that on here with our Zoom group. If you're on Zoom, you've got two ways to go ahead and ask your question. You can either ask your question in the chat, similar to what I just shared with the Facebook group, where you just type question and then put question in front of your question, and we will read it to Robert right here. And of course, we're going to let everybody know that you are the one that asked the question. The other way, which I see two hands already raised for us who want to do this live, it's very simple. If you put your cursor in the middle of the screen, at the bottom of the screen, you see a whole bunch of buttons. Okay? One of those buttons is reactions. If you click on that button, there's a button there that says raise hand. Go ahead and click on that button, and as you can see, for those of you watching in Zoom, we've got three people with their hands raised, ready to ask Robert a question in person, live, right here. And they will carry on a conversation. So, lots of things to do here today, lots of ways to get started. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get started here, what a pleasure it is to introduce this man. I have been associated with him for over 10 years. And I know every day, every month, every year, I learn more and more and more because I listen to him. This man is documentation beats conversation. And you can go to his website of that name too to be a part of the conversation. He's very humble. He is a man who has gone through a lot over the last 35 years, not just, in network marketing. But the nice thing is, it's not just network marketing he shares with us, it's life. So, you have a question? Pose it. Let Mr. Hollis here answer it. And without further ado, I want to introduce this gentleman because he is so gracious to give his time, especially on a Saturday, on a weekend when he could be with his family. But he wants to be here with us, with you. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Robert Hollis!
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig. And I hope all of you are doing so great. And Craig, thank you so much. I do have a couple of quick things I want to share with you guys before we get started with the Ask Me Anything. First of all, my incredible dear friend, Craig Jackman. If you'll make sure to go to his Facebook page, I'd like you, if you're not friends with him. Craig was actually on Dr. Phil. And what I love from it, there's two kinds of perceptions. Other people's and then mine. If I don't know if you're like me, but my perception is a little more important to me than anybody else's. And one of the things, well, maybe Terry's, I got to take that back. To watch, Craig told me that he might be on here, and to see Craig go on there, they're talking about all these different things about, I don't know, just people losing their mind right now because of being pinned up in pandemic and all of that stuff. But the other thing is that it's just really, it was really cool to see that it was put together. And then when Craig got to say what he got to say, it just made him look like such a professional. It just made him look like an expert, And of course, Craig came off as an expert as well. And so, Craig, congratulations. I just wanted to tell you, I loved and appreciated it. I was watching it live as I was happening, supporting him like he supported me all these years. And I'm just so proud of you, Craig. Congratulations.
Bless you. Thank you so very much, Robert.
So if you wouldn't mind, give us a couple of minutes on, you've always wanted to be an actor and pursued this for all these years.
Uh-oh, did Robert freeze up on us?
Oh, no.
Okay,
He
got
might be
you, Matt.
frozen.
I think he froze up a little bit. Okay. Darn
But, share with us, like how it was. I thought it was excellent. It was so cool seeing you on there. And
Thank you.
Course, I agree with what my dad said, like your professionalism and talent and everything comes off on the broadcast so well. So I'm glad
it was
that
an
you had the
interesting,
opportunity, so.
yeah, it was an interesting topic because it's talking about how we have, as a people, as in the United States, have so much more, or have become so much more insensitive to others. The lack of respect, especially over the years. Now, in my opinion, it's been building up, but I think it was exacerbated by the pandemic. And please, I don't mean to offend a lot of people who are watching, and I'm not going to name names, but let's just say that the way our government has been in the last, I'd say since about 2014, 2015, respect has been almost thrown out the window. It used to be where, regardless of whether I believed one way and you believed another, we would at least come to a happy medium. We would work things out so that it would be for the benefit, for the betterment of everybody. Okay, fine. Maybe my side will not get all of what I want. Your side may not get all of what it wants. But the whole idea behind the United States was we come together, we make laws that are for the betterment of everybody, for the betterment of our society. And it just seems that the title of the topic on Dr. Phil's show on last Thursday was America's Short Fuse, and how we are not listening to each other. It's my way or the highway, as I had put it, which is a shame because people on both sides have ideas that are very good, not just the red side, the green side, the blue side, the yellow side. But that the whole idea is that everybody comes together for the betterment of all the people. And this is the way that the Constitution was put together. But lately, everybody's short fuse temper has exploded in many ways because people want what they want and only what they want with no consideration for others. And so that was the whole idea behind the Dr. Phil show on that day. I went in, I was asked to, by a friend, come and participate in the show because she was an audience coordinator and just needed to fill some seats for the show. And I like the format. I like what Dr. Phil has done by going to a smaller group, but more intimate, and allowing the people, which is what was interesting, because they have a microphone ready to go, similar to the old format of the old talk shows, where somebody comes up with a microphone, puts it in your face if you have something to say, or at least, well, not in your face, but down below so that you can be heard. And that was just a topic that really resonated for me. And I had to share. I felt I had to share at that moment. And what was nice is the audience response to it, because I don't care whether you're red, white, yellow, green, blue, whatever, purple, doesn't matter. But just respect other people. And I know Robert teaches that too, especially when if you've listened to several of the days that he has, these last few days that he has been sharing his afternoon or daily topics. It's like, if the people don't want to be involved with that, what you're doing, fine. They don't want to be involved with it. Just move on. Let them go. Why beat people over the head? You attract bees to honey. It is really a great way to think about it. Bees are attracted to honey, but the minute that you swat at one, what happens? You create a hornet's nest. So it's like, we need to get back to that. We need to get back to listening to each other, understanding each other. You may not agree with the other person, but at least don't take it out on the other people. Do what works for you, and also just be a good person to other people. Who cares what other people do behind you? But be a good person to others. And that's kind of what I was thinking during that whole episode. And I was very fortunate enough that they were able to allow me to share some of my thoughts. I had actually about a minute and a half of sharing, but they took 30 seconds, but they took the main 30 seconds, which I thought was perfect.
Right, absolutely. And like, it comes off even right now, and of course it did on the broadcast, how much you care about other people. And I agree with you. I think that in a lot of ways we don't really think outside of our minds as much as we used to. We don't think about how we're inconveniencing people or how they feel. And that, I think, has a lot to do with the disconnection of our own feelings from ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's more of like a projection thing after a while. So I agree with you absolutely, where it's like, if I can't sit down and have a conversation with myself about how I feel about how the world's going, how am I going to have that conversation with anyone else?
Exactly.
And be okay with it, So like, I think in a lot of ways it's getting inner peace and peace of mind, and then allowing that to spread to other people and sharing that. It's like really interesting how a lot of people just do not think about how they affect others. Or even if you disagree with someone, just like you said, I think disagreements are healthy. I think that there's no successful relationship with anyone without disagreements, and that allows you to find that middle ground in your relationships in your life. And so, like, that doesn't have to be someone close to you. It could be someone that you just disagree with, but the validity or volatility of the way that people share nowadays is definitely worse than any. I'm young, but like worse than any time I've seen it.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I really, and we got my dad back. He lost power for a second.
Hey, I can't imagine me losing power and being in amazing, capable hands of my son Matthew and also Craig. So you guys probably didn't even know I was gone. I was like,
well, you came in at the perfect time to give your input. We were just talking about how
Yeah,
different people's minds
I
are.
got to listen to Craig and you, and I 100% agree. What really is the key that I loved what Craig said is, and what you said, Matthew, is that it's very easy to have a conversation with someone if they really truly can feel you're listening, right? And Albert Einstein said it best is the highest level of intelligence is someone to openly minded listen to somebody else's perspective and opinion without it changing theirs. And so with the 6 things that we have, one of them is we want to be a part of something. We want to be loved. And so what a lot of people end up doing and not meaning to do it is they'll listen to someone and follow someone, not taking the time to figure out what their own thoughts are. And if you find out that everybody else is also a follower of that person, now you feel like you got a group of people, and that's group dynamics. And now all of a sudden, regardless if you're red, blue, or purple, like Craig said, you know, what you do is you feel that you are right, like Kai said, a right fighter, is you end up thinking that you're right because a lot of people have your same viewpoint. It's the people that can listen to others. So thank you guys very much. And again, Craig, congratulations. I'm just so proud of you.
Bless you, Robert. Thank you. And Matthew, thank you very much also.
So
Absolutely.
I
Thanks,
got one
Craig.
other quick thing to share with you guys, and Matt's gonna love this. Matt's gonna love this. So
What?
I've been saying a bunch of stuff. If you guys haven't watched the Karate Kid movies, you got to do it. You just got to do it. And the one thing that I teach you guys all the time is thoughts are things, right? So not only was I in martial arts, in fact, my sensei was out of the San Fernando Valley in Reseda. His name is Simon Rhee. And he starred as the villain always against in Lethal Weapons against Mel Gibson. So not only did I get to spar with Chuck Wallace, you know, Superfoot Wallace, but also Chuck Norris and Benny the Jet Paquitas. So it's pretty interesting that they go back in the, what would it be? The 80s in the Valley, and everyone's in martial arts. I was in that. I was totally in that. And so I got to be a black belt in Taekwondo and sort of move my way up. And of course, when I hurt, I listened to the wrong person that said that I couldn't do that anymore. And bam, you know what? I quit martial arts. And so then the next step is I have my son, Matthew, and my son, Kyle, and I repeated that process. Why do people say that you can't duplicate? Okay, so I know what martial arts did for me. So what I did my very, very best to find what I thought was the best dojo and the best sensei. And I introduced Matthew and his brother Kyle, and they both became Cookie One black belt Taekwondo. So my son Matthew and his brother both became black belts, won numerous awards and trophies and ribbons. And so people say, you know, you can't duplicate. Yeah, you can, if your ego is not in the way. All right. And so, of course, when I got involved in a company in 2009, I loved giving back. I really, really love giving back. So I think that you guys will get a little kick out of this. This is something that I created in 2009. Is anybody see that?
Can see it great.
Yes.
It's definitely a throwback. I remember.
Oh my God,
Okay.
I remember that.
So that's in 2009. And if I delete that, I'm going to go back again. So here's my little team. And we qualified for a tournament. And I believe that was the beginning of 2010. And what's amazing about this team right here is that there was another karate team. His name is Paul Mitchell from Mitchell Hair Things. And we went to the US Opens, and my team won 61 first place trophies. Is that crazy? Now, in this one tournament, we won 16. So not only did that happen, and I'll stop sharing here, but today, Terry and I got done watching the last episode of Cobra Kai and all of those lessons that you can learn. And so today I get up and this is my memory. Let me see here, share. And it says, wow, love helping people. Thank you very much for your reminder. Made me tear up. You're the best, Rodrigo. So I called him Rico. He's here. Black belt, the guy in the middle, black belt in 4 different deals. And he came to me with a dream. And the dream was, listen, I can build a team if you'll help me. And I just need some money. So I don't know if this will play in this spot. Is it playing?
Looks like it.
I can hear
press,
it. Yeah.
Press the play button.
Let me see if this.
There you go.
And this is making me nostalgic.
So that kid right there is 14 years old, and that would be my Miguel Diaz. And you're going to see something really crazy. That can you duplicate stuff and can it grow into something bigger? That's Rico, the guy that came to me with the dream. They asked me to financially back him.
Do you ever see in your dreams? The sky.
Double samurai son. Double nunchuck. Matt, you having flashbacks?
That's funny. I just wanted to tell everybody, like that first part that you're seeing with the weapons, they call that forms. It's more like choreographed dance, but with weapons and techniques that you've learned in practice. So if anyone's watching this going, well, what's that first part? I've watched MMA, but what was that? That's called form. So, but what they're doing right now is sparring.
Where are you in this, Matt?
I'm not in this. I was older by then.
Oh, okay. As we watch this, who's on the Team Robert here? Oh, I see the logo now.
Yeah, blue and white gloves.
Yeah, there's the guy right there.
So what do you guys think of that? I already thought about that. Got everybody muted.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, I could get my comment on it.
Wow.
But I have one more thing to show you guys. And I think that you guys will enjoy it. Let me go into here. Now I got to go back to share. So today, we got done watching that last night. Where's Messenger? There it is. Can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to hear this. So Shaheen is that 14-year-old that was doing the double samurai sword. And so today he's 27 years old. And so I reached out and went, great day to you. I don't know if you remember me. I'm sure you do, Robert Hollis. And I seen a video today that Rodrigo did. And it was so funny. I thought I'd sort of track you down and congratulations on everything. And I just wanted to thank you that you really gave me some very fond memories back in the day. Golly, that was what, 2009. But it was so neat to see all your success and your future success. I sent you a friend request and I just wanted to keep up with you. I've been watching Cobra Kai and I was like, wow, Sahin was like Miguel. So of course he responded, yes, I absolutely remember you. Thank you for everything you did. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you for reaching out. So now he's 27. And I don't know if, no, that didn't do it right. So let me stop and share again. And so it looks like here he's got a picture of his engagement. And then I scroll down here and he's the manager of the Dragon Karate and Diamond Bar. And wow, here's pictures of him and his students. Look at all the trophies. So, yeah, you can make a difference in other people's lives if you give a shit. If
it just goes to show, yeah.
If it wasn't all about you. So there's a lot of people out there that are talking big game about being successful, but what have you done for others? So Craig asked one thing about, hey, where was Matt in this scenario? And Matt, I don't know if it would be okay for you to tell people you went to black belt, you won all these tournaments, and so did your brother. And then one day, Kyle was fighting, and Kyle went out, and this kid was throwing 1,000 punches and 1,000 kicks, not scoring any points. And Kyle came back and said, I said, what are you doing? I went everywhere with my sons. And he says, well, now that we're black belt, they won't score any points unless I throw a punch or a kick that could hurt the kid. And the kid's not very good. I don't want to hurt him. And so Matt and Kyle would always finish at the top of their class. And so we started going to tournaments, and Matt and Kyle had to fight each other. They would have to fight each other to win. And neither one of them wanted to kick each other in the head. So Matt, you give your perception of what went down.
Oh yeah, like we spent a lot of our teenage years and younger years doing martial arts, and we were homeschooled, so this was like our outside activity most of the time other than hanging out with friends. So we took it very seriously from the moment we got in it. We started just going to the gym well over 5. I mean, I think back to the amount of times mom would like drive us in the snow and stuff too. But yeah, we would go 5-6 days a week, and then eventually we were teaching the younger classes, the beginner and intermediate classes, and then we would be in the advanced class, right? Like the black belts and red belt class. And so it just got to the point where we were competing. We won the state games. We qualified for the Junior Olympics to go to the Junior Olympics and compete, qualify. And it just got to a point where both me and my brother were kind of just past it at that point. Like we lived in Montana at the time, so the only other option was to move to another place to work with new people, because as great as my dad is to fly people out to work with us, which he did, by the way, like when we tested for our Kuki-1 certified black belt. But at that stage, it was just kind of like, okay, we're either going to take this as like an Olympic dream, or this is like where it can end and we can just teach people, right? But it just kind of hit that point where we were ready to do something else. We had just spent like 7 years of our lives doing it, and we got so much out of it. I learned a lot from martial arts, and I'm sure I haven't seen Cobra Kai yet, which is funny. but we definitely learned a lot, and to see the pictures and videos, Dad, of you sharing that stuff, it just reminds me how much of a ripple effect you can have. You know what I mean? Like how, and I know for a fact, I've people have reached out to me, or I've seen people that were in the classes that we were in, and it's really interesting seeing them teach other people or whatever it may be. But yeah, you just get to a point where you're ready to move on to the next thing that you want to do. And for me, it was, I wanted to tell stories and work with my dad and get into marketing and more psychology, that stuff. I'm more of a nerd than I am a jock, and I bet that's always been the case. There's a lot of books back here. I don't have my gold medals or trophies anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't even know where they are. They're probably like in a box in my parents' house. But I think we got from that so much. What you learn from martial arts in a lot of ways is that trial and error is the way to learn. You learn it's an art form where, as you were seeing them complete those forms, each one of the techniques, whether it was a kick, a movement with a hand, they had to practice that motion hundreds of times, maybe even thousands of times.
Yeah. Easy.
And so what it teaches you is that repetition is the way that you get better at things. And consistency and investment is the way that you get better at things. And I took so much at that, whether it was learning marketing or digital marketing or new age marketing. It was like that repetition. It's like, how can you sit and learn Facebook ads for tens of hours, you know what I mean? And do it. And it's like that repetition that I was taught, and I think my dad getting us in that definitely helped us be more outgoing and a lot of other things too. So.
Well, thank you, Matt. And I'm so freaking proud of you, and
Thanks.
so I'm just so proud of you, and we got to spend a lot of time with each other during that time. And when you and Kyle decided not to do that, did you guys notice that they had other things that I supported them to do, but this was still my dream?
Right.
This was still my dream. And so you guys, this is going to sound weird. This team, how I motivated them is not only bought all their supplies and travel expenses and everything, but the other thing I did is I told these kids that if they brought back a third place trophy, that I would give them $50. If they brought back a second place trophy, I'd give them $100. And if they brought me back a first place trophy, I'd give them $500. And this team you know, about broke me. But the incentive was not just to believe in them and sponsor them so they could financially take their art to wherever they wanted it to go, but also to financially incentivize them. And no other group was doing that. It was like I never told anybody how fast I took this team from zero. And guess what? How many of you guys know that people talk behind your back? The group started growing super fast. We started out with 4 kids and ended up at the end of it before I left Gano Excel in 2012. I think that we had 41 kids because the word got out to all the other dojos that there was a guy out there that would not only financially support you, but also pay you for being the best person you could be. So then what did I do with Matt? I think I'm still leading by example.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say one of the things that you guys,
I
one of
found
the
out
things
what
that's
Matt's
really,
interest was. I found
yeah,
out what Matt's interest was, and me and him built Life Mechanic and Unlimited Profits and stuff like that together, and we're still working together. So, you know,
absolutely.
if people that you're leading are all of a sudden have different interests and they want to pursue something else, consistently help them. So I want to still lead by example for my son.
No, I was gonna say, Dad, you know, one thing that you guys can really learn from this experience with my dad, if you're a parent, is when me and my brother came to my dad, and this was his dream, remember? And he got us into it. And so we came to him and said, listen, like, we're really not enjoying this anymore, and we just want to take a break or maybe even stop doing it. He did not respond with, well, you put in invested all this time, you have to keep going. Anything of what he wanted for us in it. His immediate thought was, if you guys aren't enjoying it, then you shouldn't be doing it. And that, like he said, that didn't stop him from continuing to pursue. You know, my dad watches UFC fights all the time. And one of the
Tonight,
running jokes, yeah, one of the
tonight.
running jokes in our family is we'll all be around and he'll be like, hey, do you guys want to watch UFC fights? And all of us will say no and go do something else. So even though we were in martial arts and stuff, you know, he still loves and enjoys it on his own personal level, and that didn't stop him from investing in it. And it wouldn't surprise me if he invested in it again in the future, you know? So
Yeah, well, thank you, Matthew. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, not to brag or anything, just to say to each and every one of you that I didn't tell you how much it cost me to put that together, but it got
probably don't even know, right? Sorry to interrupt
yeah,
you. You probably don't even.
why would I tell people? See, that's when the bragging part comes in. See what I mean? But I thought, wouldn't it be cool? Like Karate Kid, I love martial arts. My kids love martial arts. And you know, my dream at the beginning was that not only Matt and Kyle would become very, very good, but they actually raised up in their dojos where they both got awards for being assistant trainers. There became a part in the dojo where, you know, their sensei wouldn't even show up because they knew that Matt and Kyle could take care of the class. And of course, at that time, they're, you know, high like purple belts, brown belts with black stripes. And for those of you that have heard the other video that I did, there became a point where Matt and Kyle weren't qualified in tournaments because the leaders that were judging came to me and said that they weren't doing the right katas. They weren't doing the right forms. And when I found that out, which was also getting them to be qualified for the Junior Olympics, I had to totally fire the sensei that we had. And the closest sensei was in Rapid City, South Dakota, like 7-8 hours away was the closest sensei that I had to take my sons to so that he could reteach them the forms so they could get their Kukkiwan black belt. And so, you know, all of this stuff costs a lot of money. And on top of this, you got to have a lot of free time. I couldn't have done all this stuff with my sons if I had a frickin' job. If I had a job, I couldn't afford it. So a lot of people, you got to know what the deals are. So, you know, at one time, Matt and Kyle wanted to be the best they could be. And so there was a 2-time gold medal winner, Steve Lopez, that won the gold medal for Taekwondo for the United States. And so I reached out to him. We got all his videos, and we got him to come to Montana to run with the torch for the Montana State Games for qualifications for the Olympics. Get this, Matt and Kyle took that same Olympic torch and carried it through the little city that we live in, Laurel, Montana. I mean, you can really, really, really. And so I know martial arts really well. I even fought professional, but I found other teachers for my sons. Some of you will never effing get what I just said. For me to make sure my sons were the best, I researched and found the best and reached out and made sure that the best people in the world that knew what they're doing taught my sons. Now, did I practice with them? Yeah, there became a part where, just I hope you guys are getting a lot out of this, because storytelling is all about this. And so when we talked to the new sensei in Rapid City, he said, well, they gotta do weapons. I can guarantee you, all of you that have egos, if Matthew was standing in front of you with a bow staff, you would step away. It sounds like a helicopter blade. So he's standing in front of you, and all you hear, you can't even see it, is, and you're just going, this guy at any time can take out any part of my body or multiple parts at the same time. And then they had to learn to break boards. And the people that we were learning from here in Billings did not teach breaking. So I took my sons down to a lumber store, asked the guy to cut a bunch of boards for me, and I taught my sons how to break boards in the garage that we're living in right now. And so I wanted to make sure I got their attention. So I told them, hey, your dad hasn't done this in a while. So, there's one thing with someone holding the board, you got to hold it so solid to break it. And I said, your dad used to be good enough and fast enough that he could break them without people holding them. And so I threw the board up in the air and snapped it in the air right in front of my two sons, and I guess I still had it. Man, I never even thought about your perspective of that.
Well, like there's always those times, like when you have a parent or it's a grandparent where they're like, back in my day, I used to be something, and that was one of those moments when I was a kid where I was like, holy crap, maybe my dad actually, other than the pictures and videos, like seeing any of that stuff in person was always fun.
Darn, that would have been a great video just to watch.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy that it all came back, because probably at that time, oh my God.
That's why you do the repetition of tasks. It's in there.
Yeah.
You said the bow staff, I still have it, and I can still do everything that I used to do.
Hell, you kid.
I probably hit myself a few times and it would hurt, but I still could do it. It's there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, how you guys liking the stories? Are you getting any lessons out of this? You know what I mean? So we got, let's run through some questions, because I know some people had some questions, and I'm not going to apologize for teaching you guys, that you make a decision. No, really. One is you got to figure out what the hell you want. Stop talking about the stuff you don't want. Once you figure out what you want, you need to find an instructor, a documented instructor, and then try to get your ego out of the way and try to follow exactly what they tell you to do. There's still one dream, Matt, that I think I shared with you that I still want to fulfill before I'm no longer here. But, the kid that I reached out to, I'm going to hire that kid to teach me how to do the samurai swords and a kata. I mean, that That would be pretty cool. And you guys are going to see a lot of neat stuff happening in the future. But one of my goals is to walk out on stage when everyone's, have thousands of people there. And I come out in my black belt uniform, and I pull out a samurai sword, and everybody just stands there and goes, "What the hell?"
Thought this was a network marketing convention.
Yeah, I know how to do nunchucks pretty well, but I've always wanted to do that. And so Angela said, yeah, at a convention, you guys are going to see some cool stuff in the next year. It's really, really cool stuff.
Absolutely.
So, Craig, back to you. And what we'll do is we'll answer some questions here.
How exciting. Congratulations on opening up this new chapter, Robert. This is awesome. Wow, Matt, I can't wait to see you and how you respond as well. This is going to be amazing to watch and to witness. Get the videos, Matt. Get the videos.
Oh, we'll have multiple camera angles. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we've got 3 people with their hands up. I've got 2 questions, and let's see what we can do with the voodoo that we do so well here on the AMAs on AMA Amazing Saturday with Robert Hollis. So let's get started. I got Bill Shoemaker, John Tier, and Kai Au who have their hands raised. We're going to go in that order, and I'll throw in a couple of online questions from people who have asked. So let's get rolling with he said it. He flagged me earlier this morning, saying he was going to be the first one with his hand raised, and he was. Bill Shoemaker, let's do this. Open up your microphone and share with us.
Thank you, Craig. The only reason I raised my hand is so I could have the best MC in the world announce my name. Thank you, Craig.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
No, I really don't have a question today. I just wanted to promote and edify all of you. Craig, thank you for all you do. I can imagine what a great friend you are with Robert, and amazing job that you do. And Matthew, thank you for all you do with the background work, downloading the videos, because after you download them, I download them too. Put them on my YouTube channel, and that's working for me. And Robert Hollis, you are amazing, Sensei. Shall I say sensei? I'm teaching my son your stuff. He's not coming around yet, but I'm still coming at him, telling him what he should be doing, or suggesting what he should be doing, and working with him as well. So you laid it out last week. I don't know if anybody is new on this call. Last week, Robert, just killed it. I mean, killed it. Everything you need to know about how to be successful in this business, Robert laid it out. So thank you for that, Robert. I just wanted to tell you that. I love you so much. And I've been working on myself. I had to say, where am I getting held up here? And it finally dawned on me when I was raised up as a child, and as a man, I was told not to ask for help.
Yeah.
Not to, it's a terrible thing. You got to do it on your own. You don't need help. You can't do that. So that's something I've had to overcome. That's it. I mean,
we're weak if we ask somebody else what to do, and all of that. And it's funny, Bill, I thank you for the nice comments that you said about me and my son. And the reason that I think that people should continue to watch Karate Kid, and for people that are not into Cobra Kai, I understand. Maybe you don't like Netflix or don't want to go on there. But it is definitely not a PG version, Cobra Kai. And so, but the one thing that you guys are really going to notice in the Karate Kid movies, that every hero's journey, when someone tells you to follow a sequence and a process, it never, ever, ever works for anyone. So, Bill, when you said that your son's not quite grabbing on yet, it's my mentor used to say this all the time. If it was easy, then everybody would be doing it. But there's this weird part of following a sequence and falling into faith and belief that it can happen, and doing it until you get better and better and better, until you get gooder and gooder and gooder. And then all of a sudden the results explode. So if you notice through any hero's journey, there becomes this part where, LaRusso, you know what I mean? All of a sudden he's like, listen, this is BS. I'm tired of painting the fence. I'm tired of, you know, sanding the floor. I'm tired of wax on, wax off. You know, this is BS. This is total BS. And without taking all the scenes away from Cobra Kai, you know, you know, he wants to get his son into martial arts. So his son finally comes over and he says, listen, I want you to wash and wax these cars. And he comes back and they're perfectly washed and waxed. And he goes, good job. And then this guy comes around the corner and he goes, who are you? And he said, your son hired me to wash and wax the cars. And so the kid said, oh, you just want to get the job done. You just want me to do it. So I'll pay someone to do it. And of course, he used his dad's credit card to do it. And it's like, you know, it's mind-boggling to me that people just will not surrender and do the little things and master the mundane, believing in the instructor or the sensei's understanding that you got to get the basics down. You got to get the freaking basics down. And so, Bill, you'll run into, like, a lot of people. It's so funny because Cobra Kai is so good at pulling all these people back from the past movies. And you know, they're doing something totally different. It's like they have nothing to do with martial arts anymore. And just like Matt and Kyle, that served a moment for the season. And so sometimes you got to work with people until their season's over. I have a lot of people that are extremely successful, Bill, that I know that got to come into my dojo and network marketing for a short period of time, but then went out and became massively successful at something else. You know what I mean? So the basics and the discipline and the stuff that you learn how to communicate with people and connect with people and listen to people to find out what's in it for them instead of you just trying to get a sale. You know, I think that all of you would agree with me that if I just wanted to sell people stuff, I can do it. Oh my God, can I do it? You know what I mean? But that's not my deal. My deal is to have 1 million people that are active in my organization that are all doing it to the limit that they want to do it in. So there'll never be a dojo that you go visit while they're open and you're not going to see some white belts in there. You're going to see some people that have yellow belts in every color of the rainbow. And they're going to have that belt. And some people got in for a short period of time and quit. And the other people said, you know, I'm going to see this out. I'm going to fulfill it. So thank you, Bill. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Sensei.
You bet. God bless you. That's weird. I get chills when people call me that. Oh, that's funny. The network marketing sensei, the home-based business sensei. There you go.
There you go. Good title.
Sensei. All right. Back to you, Craig.
Thank you. And thank you, Bill. Appreciate you. We're going to go with John Tier, and then we got a question from our people that are watching.
Okay.
And we'll come back to Kai later. So, John, go ahead, open up, please. Share with us what you'd like to share with our fantastic group and family here.
Hey, Craig. You know, actually, Kai came in before I did. His hand was up before mine, so I'll defer to him, and come back to me a little bit later because I know he was up before my hand.
Aw.
Okay. All right. You know what? Oh, I was looking at the wrong line order, but okay. Then we'll do that. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate that. Let's go to Kai. Kai Ow. Let's see. Let's get you in front of Robert, and welcome. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for pulling all this up for the weekends for all of us, Robert. But most importantly, thank you for helping me out these past 72 hours. It has been a complete godsend. I have been praying for a good whole week, and the universe has opened up. But my big question to you is, when things happen where you have, for example, team members who are quote unquote fired up, but have the complete asshole mentality, would not do the mundane, would not do the basics, but is constantly asking you for help. How do you handle that with ease?
Yeah, there's communication is the best thing in the world, Kai. And I'll give you first a lesson from one of my senseis, Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn says, listen, you can do a lot of things in life, but you can't do it with 2 or 3 people on your back. And so, you think of these people that are assholes. These are people that are constantly asking you questions, but they're never, ever doing what you give them the result to do. They're just people that are not at the right place at the right time. And so if you think that you're trying to do stuff in life, people have a tendency of wanting to bring people with them that don't want to go. They want to try to rescue people that don't want to participate in their own rescue. And so what you got to do is be very honest and bold with them. I personally say, Kai, I will help you, but I'm going to tell you something that you need to do that I know that you need to do. And you just need to understand that if you choose to not do it, then you're rejecting my help. And so then I have to focus because my goal is master affiliate. So you can do the business any way you want it, Kai, but I'm going to give you one thing and I'm going to ask you to complete that thing. And if you don't complete that thing, then you don't want to learn from me, and that's okay. I hope you find somebody in MDC that you can mirror and match. But you and I can still be friends, but I just don't want to communicate about business anymore because you've made it very clear that you're not interested in doing what I ask you to do. Just, and I'll tell you, a friend, someone that's a real friend will go, okay, I get it. I get it. My mentor told me to go to the bookstore and buy this book and read it and call him back. Do you guys really think it was the book or my discipline to believe that it was the book and I did it? Could be both. But my mentor had the wisdom to hear language coming out of my mouth that was not constructive language, right? And so, Kai, since I've been helping you, you say stuff to me and then I say it back to you. And I say, stop saying that. Don't tell me it can't be done, get it done. And some people want to listen to my instructions and some people don't. And Kai, I'm proud of you. I mean, you're going to watch some things that are going to happen in your life and they're going to freaking happen fast. You will always look back at the next couple of weeks and go, where was this all along? And you just got to be, you were disciplined, you prayed, you asked for help. And then when help reached out to you, you listened. That's how stuff happened. So the thing I love about Cobra Kai and also all the Karate Kid movies is that I forgot that in the Karate Kid sequences that I didn't realize that Cobra Kai got into Daniel-san's head enough for him to go against Mr. Miyagi. I forgot all about that. And then it showed him being taught by these guys that were teaching him stuff that was hurting him and hurting everyone around him. I forgot about that. Wow. That sounds familiar for every single frickin' person on the planet, right? It's like here's the problem with finding a mentor. Here's the problem with finding a sensei. Surrendering. Oh, I would love to be good at martial arts. Great. Horseback stance. Horseback stance. Middle punch, upper punch, lower punch. Do it again. And it's like, when am I going to learn to do a spinning kick? Listen, you have no freaking balance. You're going to hurt yourself. You're an idiot. Oh, you hurt my feelings. I'm not coming back. You wasn't meant to be here. You wasn't meant to be here. right? So yeah, this stuff is motivating me. And did I tell you guys who got me hooked on Cobra Kai? Josh Wegel. So me and Josh Wegel have watched a lot of really big MMA championship fights from the front row. And you know, so it's fun to go to those fights. And now you've seen some of those fighters, champions that are on our website. So yeah, me and Josh are into that just a little. Okay. So Craig, back to you. Thanks, Kai. Love and appreciate you. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
Kai, thank you so much. John, I'm going to get back to you if you don't mind, because
yeah.
I've got a question in line here. So thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. The question I have came from James Saunders. I don't know if he is in the chat with us or not, but he passed along a question for me.
Sure.
To ask of you. What have you learned about the mindset between the rich and the poor? And what are a list of actions we can do daily to be on a productive course?
Great one, James. It's this simple. It's what you're around and what you're listening to. Just that simple. I know you guys know this, but you don't want to admit it. Kai inspired me recently to reread my book. It was written in 2012. It was actually written on 12/12/12 was the date that it went published. So, but one of the things, hi James, and what the key is, what the number one key is that if we're not getting results, we're doing exactly what we're being influenced by, James. You know what I mean? So we're plugged into stuff, we're plugged into trainers, we're plugged into stuff. And one thing that I love about watching the Karate Kid stuff is you got a complete different style between Mr. Miyagi and Cobra Kai. They're radically different. And what I think is so cool about this Cobra Kai, you know, so it's either this one or this one, this one or this one. And I just think it's really cool if you decide to watch Cobra Kai, because, you know, Danielson's daughter starts getting influenced by, you know, the kid that, you know, Johnny Lawrence, you know, and then his student leaves, Robbie leaves Cobra Kai and learns from Danielson. And it's like, you know, sometimes it's the combination of the two. But James, if you really look, and what the point I was going to make is brand new people that have never been exposed to any wisdom whatsoever, they surrender, they make a decision to do it, they put their head down, make sure that they focus on their goal, and they make it. So there's people right now that you guys don't realize that they're teenagers. They're teenagers and becoming multi-millionaires because of their influence and being around somebody that they surrender to and just listen to. And we think the American dream is gone. We think the world dream is gone. It's not. It's not. There's still millionaires being made every single day all over the world because of people surrendering and focusing to someone that's already did it before them and putting in the consistent time to get great with it. So whether they're millionaires with TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or some kind of social media or a home-based business or real estate. I mean, there's a new multi-millionaire, many new, brand new multi-millionaires that weren't real estate agents 5 years ago. And the thing that I say all the time, James, is they didn't get the memo. They just didn't get the memo. I say that all the time. They meet somebody like that guy, that Daniel, that goes up and sees these people in brand new Rolls Royces, and he runs up to them and says, "Can you tell me what you do?" And they say, "Oh, I'm in real estate," or, you know, "I got an OnlyFans account," or "I'm on TikTok," or "I do this." And These people are just obsessive in their way that they do content, and they give value. They make people laugh. You know what I mean? Including that kid. There's a guy out there that I forget his name. You guys might know him. And here was his post the other day. He says, if you told me that I would make this much money by giving money away, I would tell you that you're nuts. So all the kids started doing is finding people and started giving money and giving stuff to people. And because he's got so many views, he then found these kids recently, and they said, our school can't afford any computer equipment. And so he just did a call out to the millions of people that are following him on social media. And he says, listen, I need 21 Apple computers, 21 laptops to give to these kids. Someone put in the money, sent the laptops to him. Is that crazy? So this guy is walking up to people in need, finding out what they need. And now he doesn't even have to use his money to make that dream come true. And the kid just consistently is posting stuff where he meets homeless people. He says, hey, listen, let's take you shopping, go get a whole brand new wardrobe. And this kid is making millions of dollars and never even have to worry about any money in his life, because all he's doing, and by the way, do you know what it says that his position is? Video creator. Hey, everybody, I'm helping out this person. Need some help from you guys. Anyone want to help this guy out? Yeah, go to my deal, send me some money, I'll give it to these people. And I'm going like, wow, he's watching millions of dollars go through because he's willing to step up and go talk to people that need help and then share a video online. So James, again, I know my answers sometimes are long, but the difference between rich and not rich in finances, but rich in life, is people that say, I'm not living like this anymore. This sucks. I don't like a lot of areas in my life. And I'm not going to talk about complaining about it, be a victim, or blame other people, or come up with excuses. I'm going to research and find someone that can get me the hell out of here. Next step, like Bill said, once you do your research, it takes courage. It takes a real person to reach out and ask for help. So now when you reach out and ask that person for help, you better surrender and follow instructions. Because I'll say a statement here that some of you have heard me say, but I haven't said it in a long time. If you already possess the wisdom between your ears to have the things that you really truly in life, then you're just lazy. You should be freaking ashamed of yourself if you know what to do and you just decide not to do it. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should beat yourself up physically. On the other hand, if you don't know the information, if you're willing to do like me 35 years ago, sitting in an apartment with no electricity, my son is living with my ex-wife. My girlfriend that's now my wife now went back to Montana. I got a cast on my leg and I'm losing everything. So I yell out to whoever. I call the label God. Help me. I'll do whatever you tell me. And then I had to be open to a phone call to meet somebody else that knew more than me. And then all I had to do is surrender and follow the instructions, and my life changed fast. So freaking fast. I mean, it took me less than 30 days to have everything going, get an airplane ticket, fly back to Montana, beg Terry to pick me up at the airport, asked her to marry me, got my son back. Man, things change freaking fast. And again, they say money doesn't buy happiness. But all of a sudden, when I was making $10,000 and $20,000 a month, I just seemed to be a lot happier. I I was able to do, pay off some debt, get some of my stuff back, propose to my wife. Things came together pretty fast. So there you go. Hope that helped you, James.
Sensei, that definitely helped me. I'll
Yeah.
tell you why it helped me. Because it was 1979 that I went to Korea, my first international location in the Army. I was 21 years old. And I too have been to Kukiwon. I too stayed the course to attain black belt level. I too understand imminently why I'm on this channel today. I've looked at all the video that you shared with great interest and great admiration. And I understand why I came back in the Army at 47, why I got multiple sclerosis at 52, why I'm about to turn 65, why I am not in a wheelchair, why I am not in a walker, why I'm not on a cane today. I know why the network marketing thing that we do is the panacea for what we do.
Yep.
And helping other people is major.
It is.
Thank
It's
you.
it's the only
Thank
way to
you.
greatness. People ask all the time, James, well, I don't know what my passion is, and I don't know what my purpose is. I just wish I had a purpose. I just wish I had a passion. Just help other people, man. You don't have to be a black belt instructor or own a JoJo to promote a sensei. You could have MS and maybe not be able to be their sensei, but you can get them in front of a sensei. You can be a product of what that did for you. And that's what I do all day. I just tell people, listen, my life was the worst that it could possibly be. I found this industry and a sensei in it. I followed them. Have I had other senseis other than my first one? Absolutely. Jim Rowan's a sensei. Jeff Roberti's a sensei. You know what I mean? They learned through other senseis. So I could say that Earl Schoaf is a sensei. I've listened to his stuff. I've never met him, but through Jim Rowan and Larry Thompson, they taught two senseis, Jeff Roberti and Bill Gould. And that's the senseis that I learned from. And I was just telling a guy today before we got on here that I told Vicente, he said, if there's anything that you dislike about this industry, what is it? A lot of people don't ask that question. If there's anything that I dislike about this industry, and it's always the same one. The thing I love most about network marketing is people. The thing I hate most about network marketing is people. It is man, it's a two-sided samurai sword, man. It really, really is. The amount of people that the universe and God or whoever you believe puts in my path that would do everything in their power except what I asked them to do. It is just so, they were asking straight out, you know what I mean? He asked me, he said, why do you think that people fail? And it's 100% ego. Josh posted it, me and Josh were talking about it. Josh posted it today on his Facebook. It's like people come to you and say, wow, you made $56 million. You've helped 65 people become a millionaire. Out of the 65, 9 of them own their own dojo. They have other black belts and millionaires underneath them. And you say, hey, listen, James, this is what you do. And they say, no, thank you. No, thank you. Or what they really do, James, is they lie to you. They look at you, oh my God, thank you for the wisdom. Thank you for what you told me. I'm going to apply that right now. Liar, liar, pants on fire. So, Josh has got some big players that are coming into the company, and they all have this big surge because they know all these people. And then they come in and they hit a rank advance, and then they can't maintain it. Because they, well, you know, I've had other people that said that you should do this and this. I don't understand why, if you were with this other company, and I was beating up Kai a little bit about this, I was going like, hey, Kai, listen, I go on your Facebook page. To me, it looks like you're still in a company that you were involved in years ago that went out of business. Oh, by the way, those people that taught you how to do business, even though you made more money with that company than any other company, where are they? Oh, they're out of business. Don't do that stuff anymore. Cobra Kai is not here anymore. Learn some new freaking skills. And man, I got some people underneath me, James, and people that reach out to me all the time. Oh my God, you know, I'm not making the money I used to. And, you know, my rank is down and everybody's rank is down and my volume's down. To be very transparent, James, because you're in martial arts. The day that Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas, you know what happened to every heavyweight fighter in the world? He's a human being. He's a human being. And Buster Douglas. So, man, someone figured out that he's got this 6-punch combination. And if you see Mike Tyson today, he knows that. He still does the thing that was ingrained in him, that he did millions and millions of times. This 6-punch combination. But Buster Douglas was able to block one or two, miss the third, and knock his ass out. And everybody went, there's the combination to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's still the most fierce and best fighter ever. But then I had to watch this guy get into another round, another fight, and get his ass knocked out. And then he went into another fight and got his ass knocked out. I got sick and tired of watching Mike Tyson, the best boxer of all time in heavyweight, get in the ring and get his ass knocked out. Why? Because he stopped learning. He stopped learning. He got so much success with that 6-punch that people go, wow, he's going to come out. He's going to wait for you to throw a right. And when you throw a right, he's going to do a 6-punch combination and you're knocked out. But someone figured out, listen, this is what he does in every fight. And that's why I love mixed martial arts. Because all of a sudden, Royce Gracie comes out. He's got this thing called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and no one knew it. No one knew it. It's like, wow, it doesn't make a difference how big you are or how strong you are or how many world championships you got. If this guy gets a hold of you, you're going out. You're tapping out. And then a whole group of people had to finally go, man, we better figure out a way to defeat these guys, or they're just going to rule forever. And they did. Until all of a sudden, Roman wrestling came out. All of a sudden, Randy Couture. And these people are saying, hey, listen, these guys are going to take you down, but if you can break their deal, get on top of them, and then just beat the crap out of them. It was called ground and pound. So now all of a sudden, ground and pound and Mark Hughes and all these guys that are part of the Greco wrestling thing, all of a sudden they're at the top. And then all of a sudden, George St. Pierre comes in. And he goes, what if I could mix wrestling, grappling, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, and boxing? What if I just put these all together? And I think that still these people don't get that all the stuff that you used to do is not working against Israel Asante, the style bender, the guy that's a champion that talks that he's part of MDC. You get in ring with him and he just is never in front of you. You know what I mean? It's very hard to take him down or punch him if he's always over here. This guy mastered angles. If you guys watch him, you go forward, he goes left. You go forward, he goes right. And he doesn't do it all the same. So these guys can't get set to take him down or punch him because he's not in front of them. I've been taught my whole life to fight someone that's in front of me. He's over here. He's over here. And now you're starting to see a lot of different styles that are all coming together. It's like there's not one style that's dominant anymore. Now kids are going in at 2 and 3 years old and they're learning mixed martial arts from day one. They're learning wrestling, grappling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, the feet. They're learning the strike. And those kids are coming up. So all the champions that you guys see today, they're having difficulties with these young kids coming up because they learned everything at the same time. They didn't do what George St. Pierre did. I'm going to learn karate. Then I'm going to learn, went out to Thailand, Thai boxing. Then I'm going to go learn jujitsu from the Gracies. See, that's the way it used to be done. Now you go to a gym and you learn it all at the same time at a very young age. So we're starting to see these newer kids that are coming up and you're just going like, man. So look how much styles have changed. And how old is martial arts? Thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We make a big deal out of the United States being what, 250 years old? You know, we watched the Queen just have your funeral in a building that's 870 years old by a monarchy that's 1,000 years old. We think, America, we got all this stuff. Man, there's some stuff that people have been teaching for a long time. Like you said, James, when you hear about Korea and you hear about the Cookie One and you go into the museum there in Seoul and see how many years this tradition goes back. And I don't know if you guys know where martial arts came from. Sorry for being on a tangent. No, I'm not. You know what? Martial arts were taught to farmers and people that lived in a village to be able to take care of themselves against people that had guns and swords. So you see the sickles that they use, the nunchucks that they use. That was basically to beat wheat and grain to get the seed to come off the top. They're like, what can we do with these? The staff is a rake with the end kicked off. So if you ever watch any old fights, you know, these people from Asia would grab the pitchfork or the rake, and the first kick would be able to break the rake off the board, the stick. And now they got the stick and they're going to beat you with it. Because you got a gun or a knife. It's like, it's pretty interesting. So yeah, I got on another tangent, James, but the point that I think that I wanted to make for you is you want to learn from someone, and I'll be bold, me, that are getting results today. You want to fight a mixed martial arts person that is learning all the stuff. And there's still people that are not evolving. You know what I mean? That the stuff that they're teaching worked 10 years ago. There's trainers out there that are still teaching stuff that I did 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It does not apply to today. It does not. People have an 8-second attention span. Hey, James, can you do me a huge personal favor? What? I got this hour video I want you to watch. Dude, I will Netflix and go through hours and hours of Netflix, but I'm not watching your hour video. So there's a couple of things that you need to do to get that person to watch that hour video. They have 8-second attention span. How much stuff do they sign up for? They sign up for stuff every day. Did you see my new app? James, did you see the new app I got? I just upgraded my iPhone, to the new 16. You know what I mean? Did you see my app? Did you see my background? They want to upgrade. Everybody wants to upgrade. And they want it to be fast. So people ask me all the time, Robert, why do you just send a direct link without going through capture pages? Because people don't want to put their email in pages where they get spam forever. Hey, listen, you can create a free account like you did with Facebook, YouTube, Amazon. I'll send you a link, create a free account. Once you get back there and get to see all the free training, all the free marketing and the app, I can point, guide, and direct you to videos of your interest so you can feel positive referring me to people. I'm just so tired of everyone that says that I'm an idiot behind my back. They should be able to take what they're doing and outproduce me. It's like, no, if we treated this like martial arts, because we've been talking about this whole time, if I got in a ring with some of the people that you guys listen to and you watched me choke them out in 10 seconds, knock their ass out in 10 seconds, you go, I think I'm going to listen to him. How fast you could get rid of your ego, if whatever sensei that you're listening to, and some of you really got this thing messed up because you're listening to multiple senseis and senseis that never evolved that been teaching this stuff years ago. I'm sorry, I'm not disrespecting them. I'm not saying they're bad people. Their ego just will not allow them to evolve. And if you watch all of Cobra Kai, that 5 seasons we've been watching right now, it's everyone saying, my way's better than your way. 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 And it's like, no, it's not. It's a combination of all of these put together. So I promised I would be done at 2:30 my time. So Craig, let's make sure we get John's question and then I'm gone. James,
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I gotta go.
James, thank you so much, and glad you were able to join us and share a little bit too. John Tier, okay, you have been so patient, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go ahead, open up, please, and share with us.
Hey, wow.
Got a little theme going on here, right?
Right. As quiet as it kept, I'm in martial arts too.
Oh my God, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's funny when you're talking about the evolution of things. One of the things my seafood I was talking about is the best way to avoid a kick is not to be there.
Yeah.
So when you say that guy is moving around, it's exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't hit if somebody's not there. So
right.
That's just awesome. And I love Cobra Kai. I watched them all, watched the whole thing.
Did
and
you
I
really?
Did, oh yeah. And I like the fact that how he kept saying, yeah, this way, and then he began to realize, well, stuff has to change. Or probably the funniest thing in that whole thing is when he had those kids come up, he's teaching for free, and they come up and say, I don't want to do your work. So we knew this was a scam,
Yes. Just like network marketing, man.
Right.
It's like, hey, you just want me to do your work. It's like, yeah, it's like so true, John.
So you actually kind of answered my question.
Okay.
Because I see that you have evolved how you're peaking as opposed to asking if somebody wants to make money or not. Now the evolution is just go straight and create a free account. And so that was my thing. And I was just wanted to get your thinking on that. What was the evolution to make you change from
Oh,
going
thank
from-
you. Thank you. What
from
the
that.
very first thing was Josh creating, MDC's, Web 2.0. So Josh is evolving, the world is evolving, the online marketing is evolving. So you'll notice though that let's talk about the basics. Okay? One, connection. People don't care what you know unless they know that you care. So you better find a way to say something uniquely different to somebody to go, wow, wow, that was really, really nice. Hi, Robert. I was thinking about you today. I was watching a video and I thought instead of thinking of you, I'd reach out and say hi. Hope everything's going great. Hope you and your family are blessed. And I just thought I'd send you a message. People do not want to do the connection. And you guys seen a kid that I probably last seen in 2012 that I supported for 4 years. And did you hear how I reached out to him? Yes, it was specific. But hey, I seen a video today in my memories and I thought of you. You guys think that I don't do this stuff. I do this stuff. And it gave me so fond memories. I thought I would track you down and see how you're doing. Man. It's like, so 1, connection. 2, piquing their interest. Really, I should just change what this is. It'd be a way to be able to say something I believe in under a minute. John, are you interested or you're not?
Right. Okay.
So a peak of interest is, he sends back, hey, I remember you, blah, 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 blah. Yes, of course. And then to come back and say, yeah, I when I thought of you, I was really excited because I'm helping this company expand. And I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Help me out. I'd really appreciate it. Do I say all those 3 words? Yes, they're all important.
Yeah.
Telling people you appreciate them just does wonders. And Bill, asking for help works. It just works. It puts them at a pause thing in their mind, and they're thinking of everything they hope you're not going to ask. And if it's not that, and they can do it, then they're open. God, I hope Bill's not asking for money. I hope he doesn't need a ride to the airport. I hope he's not going to ask me to help him move. See what I mean? And so that's why you pause a little bit. So you say, okay, I was wondering if you could do me a huge favor. I really need your help. No, not need. I didn't say need. Would you help me out? I'd really appreciate it. I'm helping this company expand. Is it okay if I send you a short video and edify and promote me? Hey, listen, I'm working with this sensei. He's helped 65 people become a black belt. 9 of them own their own dojos and have helped other people become black belts and won trophies, won tournaments. See, it's like just, it doesn't have to be something big. It's just like, listen, I'm working with this guy. Once you see the video, the whole reason for the video is to show you how and why you should create a free account. So if you guys notice what I said in my video yesterday is if you have the skills, the enthusiasm, and the skills to get people to create a free account, you don't need my video. 99.9% of the people do not have the skills, the verbiage, the way to talk, to get people excited, to give them a reason why to create a free account. That's what my video does. So now once they watch my video, they're either going to be interested or not. And if they're interested, they'll create an account, they might buy something, and they might share it with other people. So once I get them to create a free account, Then there's this thing that we have that's called third-party verifying, right? That would be once they created an account, you're going to get an email. And for you, John, to say, hey, Greg, I really appreciate you checking it out. You know, I want to introduce you to my sensei. That's when you put me in a group chat or a group telegram and you say, hey, Robert, this is Greg. He just became a free, he just created a free account. I wanted to introduce you to him if he has any questions. And what would be the next step? I'm going to come in there right away and just say, hey, Greg, congratulations. You couldn't be working with anyone better than John. Back promotion, back edification. John and I have worked together for a long time. You're in great hands. If you have any questions, let me know. And from those questions, it could turn into all of us jumping on a Zoom. So there's the kata. There's the form.
Now, when you send the video, do you also send the link for the direct enrollment link at the same time?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
I'm definitely assuming this out. I'm going to send you a video along with a link where you can create a free account. Did you guys notice how I took the word affiliate out? Yeah. I just figured out that a spinning back fist is working better than a kick right now.
Right.
And I'm always, you know, some people might get mad at this analogy, but my goal is to win the fight as quick as possible. And so if you notice something with Cobra Kai and also the Karate Kids is they're going, what is the guy doing? If you guys ever watch a really, 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 really good fight, and some of you might not ever desire to do so, people get really, really bored sometimes with the first minute, 2 minutes. It's because both of them are so good that they're figuring out each other's timing. They're 90% of what they're doing is fakes. They're seeing what he's going to bite, she's going to bite on, because there's incredible women fighters. And what they're doing is they're trying to figure out each other's weakness, because a majority of these fighters at top notch don't have many. And they're so good at counter striking that you could very easily make a wrong move. And then the next thing you know is your team's waking you up.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's just the truth. So John, you're always going to see me evolving. So if I could say 2 words to make someone felt like they were heard and cared for, and they would create a free account and become an executive and then immediately post on social media the same thing I said to them, as an engineer, as a mechanic, an automotive engineer, I'm trying to compress time frames. If the car can go to a quarter mile in 9 seconds, I want it to be 8.5.
I got you. Yeah.
And what Josh did to me in April is he came out with the new system, and I'm always going to try to make it faster. I'll give you one quick one, John, just so you know where my head is. Right now, I freaking love Josh and Jenna's last opportunity presentation. Love it, love it, love it. Not for the time, but how they keep the pace going, that you hear people have an 8-second attention span. Well, it's 8 seconds, but during that 8 seconds, if I can get you intrigued to watch the next date, did you guys catch this? And then I do something to get you to watch the next date. The best books, the best videos, the best songs that you guys have ever listened to, ever, is you went, wow, that went fast. Because they kept your damn attention the whole entire time.
Right.
You guys get me on that? And that's what they're trying to do in movies. That's what they're trying to do in commercials. That's what they're actually trying to do in songs. A lot of people don't realize that a good hook can get you to the next chapter, or the next verse to a song. So that's why you hear people mouthing the words, but they don't know what they're saying and they don't know the words. Blah, 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 blah. Show me the way.
Right. Exactly.
Dun, dun. Show me the way. Dun, dun. Blah, 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 blah,
Right.
blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Show me the way. Why do people know the hook?
Right.
Because
it's
it's
memorable.
a hook.
Right. It's memorable.
Okay. So I said all that. You guys probably are watching me and going, this guy knows a little more than he ever really lets on. But it's like everything for a reason. So I want to now get people to that video instead of the 23-minute video. I really do. And so if I say, John, I need you to create a free account, you're going, well, what's next? I don't know what to do next. There's no way I can share with you the vision of who we are and what we do better than the owners of the company.
Right.
They're going to tell you what we're doing for sales, what works, what, you know, the brands that we're in. I'm telling you, John, I will never be as good as the visionaries and doing a presentation about this company. So I need you to click on live stream, then click on the opportunity presentation, the newest one, then click on that copy link, then take that copy link and put it in a browser and watch that. See, that's too many steps.
Yeah.
So what I say to people now is I reached out to Josh and I said, Josh, would you do me a huge personal favor? I'd really appreciate it. Is there any way you can take the opportunity presentation and put it under tools? So see, I walk through every step and then I figure out how to compress the time frames. When I get them compressed, then I share it on the next video. John, you don't need to do these 4 steps anymore. Just do this one. Listen, I had to do the income disclosure, and I also had to go through the income disclosure statement. I want to protect the house. I want to protect my income. I want to protect the company. They say we got to do it by law. What if it was on the video, which makes it compliant and legal, but we started them in the center? I've never done that before because I just thought of that in May. So people are going like, well, I don't know why you did that. I don't know. I think that if someone's seen a video and it starts off and you're going, all right, I will give you guys a little more, right? Do you guys know that there's such a thing in the psychology called breaking a pattern? People pay attention when you break their pattern. What's a pattern? What everybody else does. So tell me if this doesn't sound like a pattern. Hey everybody, my name's Robert Hollis, and what I want to do is start out by telling you my story. See, I used to be an auto mechanic, and people are like, for the love of God. See, it's like, that's what everybody else does. Why? Well, you're supposed to intro yourself, tell your story. We live in a day and age where people don't freaking care anymore. There used to be, and you know, some of us are old on here, but I grew up where I wouldn't listen to anybody and tell me why in the hell I need to listen to John.
Mm-hmm.
So the Craig would come up on stage as the MC and he wouldn't even say what his name was. Hi, everybody. Great. Can you turn your guys' phones off? Can you guys, get excited? I got someone really important to share with you. Because Craig knew I would come on stage and edify him. He knows the game. So his job is to get up there and tell everybody how freaking great I am. So when I walk on the stage, I'm going, yeah, listen, I'm nobody. You know, I put my pants on one leg at a time to tell you guys how smart I am. You know, I tried to stop a van from falling on me and destroyed my knee. And people are going, man, this guy just said that he walks on water. And this guy says he almost drowned a couple of times. There's a lot of psychology to this stuff. And then oh, by the way, let's give a handout to Craig Jackman. Everybody's like, and he's over in the corner. You know what I mean? There's a lot of psychology that used to work. Are you guys following me? Now people are like, as soon as they plug in a video, they're going, all right. Why am I watching this video? I know John said something about this guy. It's probably the same crap, different day. All right, let me click on it. Can you imagine earning $35,000 in a month? Whoa, this is, hang on. What is this guy? It's in the middle of a sentence. What is he going to say next? Oh my God. What is he going to say next? Oh my God. Are you guys following me? See, some people don't want to listen to the sensei when they say, listen, if you don't take your shoes off and bow before you get on the mat, I'm going to make you wish you did.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not stupid. You won't have to remind me.
Okay.
Just tell me what to do. You know, the one big part that I feel they left out of Cobra Kai, and I think it's a little mistake, but it would have made a huge funny all the way through the whole Cobra Kai series, is when Mr. Miyagi, he'd go, okay, bow. And Daniel-san would bow and he would slap him on the top of the head. Ow, what's wrong? Eye, always looking eye. Always looking eye. God, I thought that was funny because whenever you bow, people don't know that. So they would make the same mistake. Every new kid that comes in, they'd go, Kanjay. And the person would go, whap on the top of the head. That's one of the very first lessons. Look an eye. Look an eye. Bow and never lose eye contact. You know, the other thing, you guys have got me on a tangent, huh? If you guys watch Cobra Kai, every time that someone gets hurt, they turn their back. It only took my mentor one time with a leg sweep. You know, so I fought him and he goes, okay, we're done. And I turned my back to him and he swept my legs out from underneath me, landed me on the side of my face. And I'm like, what the hell is that? You never, ever turn your back to your opponent. If someone says the fight's over, backwards, go backwards, keep your eyes on your opponent. And if you guys watch any of it, every time a person turns their back, you think you got them. You got them knocked out. You got a knife on their throat. You got your foot on their throat. You got it. And the person says, you got me. You got me. And the person says, good. Turns her back. It's like, those are the two things that they could have put in the movie that would have been pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you turn your back? Never. And that's not one lesson that they never taught that through all of martial arts. Man, I was taught that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, sometimes I wish that I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in hurting people, but getting my legs swept, me getting slapped in the face, me getting knocked on the head, God, I learned fast. I'm one of those people that just beat the crap out of me. I want to get as good as I can, as fast as I can. I love criticism. Get rid of ego. You know you got a problem. I think Josh put that in there too. You know you got a problem when someone criticizes you and you get your feelings hurt. Okay, it's okay to get your feelings hurt, but they either care for you or they don't. I don't want to turn into that kind of sensei. So I'm nice and I share you guys videos of Bob Newhart saying, "Stop it." So did that help you, John?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you so
And
much.
if you
Thank
guys
so
have
very
any
much.
questions in your sequence, golly, let's leave it on a martial arts high note. When you're learning a kata, a form, or like my son said it, a dance, if you guys don't understand, if you were learning how to dance, would you want someone to correct you on your steps? For me, yes. For me, yes. So it's like I'm doing a kata, and then I go like this, and the sensei steps up and goes, now if a bat was coming down and your forearms equal with your forehead, your head's gonna get hit. Little higher, little higher. If you're gonna do through the forms and they're watching you, it's got to be higher. Okay. Robert, you still got hit in the head with the bat. I went higher, but you're too far to the right. Okay. Yeah, there you go. It's like, why wouldn't you want someone correcting you as you're going through the form, John? So if you ever have a question, reach out to me and go, hey, can you watch me do my little pattern? What would you correct? What would you do different? Okay, thank you, John. Craig, let's call it a day.
Wow. This was an AMA to top them all. I thought last week was. This one just went another level up.
Can we keep having a better one for like 4 in a row? You guys have like said that's the best, and that's the best, and that's the best. It's like, watch the last 4 AMAs, and if you don't want to listen, then just stop being an asshole.
It's like the same thing you already said. It's like, you're producing every single one of these AMAs for everybody and showing everyone the wisdom that you have, and that's just going to get better and better with every single one you do. So that's why
that's going to help me with the storytelling.
That's right. So
wow. Matt, thank you so much for being behind the scenes with us on this AMA. This is incredible, being the producer of this. And Robert, of course, bless you. Thank you. I also need to thank our participants in today's AMA, James Saunders, Bill Shoemaker, John Tier, Kai Au, for all your questions, your comments, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. Lots of information was shared in the chat. For those of you that are on Facebook, just look in the chat right there on the Facebook chat, and there's links there and things that Robert shares with us all the time. Go ahead and enjoy those. Those of you watching here on Zoom, here's a really neat little thing to do. If you want to save the information that was shared in the chat, because I shared the same information in both the Zoom and Facebook, just click on the 3 dots to the right of the 2 above where you type in the chat information, then click on Save Chat, and the information will download to your computer at the conclusion of this presentation. Robert, wow, bless you. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We appreciate you so much. We love you. Please take care of yourself. Have a great week. And we look forward to seeing you the next time. Until then, please be good to yourself. Be cash. And bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
If you want to unmute and say goodbye, I love and appreciate you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Matthew. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Dad. Excellent as always.
Thanks, Robert.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you. Love you.
Craig.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Craig, for
Robert.
hosting.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Robert.
Love you
Thank you,
guys.
Matthew. Bye.
Thanks, Matt.
Great
You guys are
job.
all
Give
amazing.
you guys some hugs. Have a great day, Shelley.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, D'Angelo. My God, I know that I've hit the big time now.
I'm in the barber shop.
I seen your wife on here earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Freaking extroverts are the best.
All right. God bless you guys. See you, Angela. See you, Danielle. Hi, John.
Bye, everybody.
Hi, Marty. Hola. Hola.
Hello. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Greg. See you, Bill. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.